Louisiana lawmakers are now just 2 days away from a special session aimed at fixing potentially devastating budget shortfalls.
Governor John Bel Edwards hopes lawmakers work across the aisle to solve a nearly $1 billion shortfall for this year and a $2 billion one for next year. On statewide TV, Edwards laid out some of his proposals: a hiring freeze on state government, a reduction in state contracts, and more than $160 million from state government spending. To add revenue, the governor proposes adding a penny to the state's 4-cent sales tax, reducing tax credits, and increasing alcohol and cigarette taxes. Edwards says these measures are necessary because the problems facing Louisiana are much worse than previously thought.
The state's deficit is now more than twice as big as anyone ever anticipated. So clearly, when the facts surrounding the problem change so dramatically, so must the solutions.
Now, last night here on KPLC, State Treasurer John Kennedy gave the Republican response, saying that lack of revenue isn't the problem. He says government spending is the main culprit.
Basically what the governor is saying, he's telling Louisiana families and Louisiana businesses that they have to cut their budgets so that Louisiana state government doesn't have to cut its budget.
Kennedy says raising taxes will wreck Louisiana's economy.
Former State Representative Vic Stelly of Moss Bluff is weighing in on the budget. He authored the Stelly Plan, a law which shifted certain sales taxes to an income tax. That plan was later rolled back. When the state's colleges and universities dealing with the suspension of TOPS funding, Stelly says allowing higher ed to bear the brunt of the budget mess will do more harm down the road.
Well, if you talk about closing all the schools in Louisiana, sounds to me like we're going to wreck the economy if we don't do anything.
Again, the special session starts Sunday. You can find Governor Edwards' complete address along with the Republican response on KPLCTV.com. The fight over a Common Core lawsuit between the governor and the state's attorney general is now over. This was all over former Governor Jindal's Common Core challenge. He filed suit against the feds, claiming the Obama administration illegally used funds to persuade Louisiana to take up Common Core. Governor Edwards has asked an appeals court to toss out the lawsuit, and State Attorney General Jeff Landry joined the motion. The Zika virus may have made its way into Louisiana, but state health leaders say there's no need to panic. The 2 suspected cases are from people who recently traveled to a Caribbean country. DHH did not specify which country, nor did they tell us where in Louisiana these 2 cases are. DHH labs took samples from the 2 patients, and both were positive for the Zika virus. The Centers for Disease Control is working on confirmation. Neither of the patients required hospitalization, and state health leaders don't believe Zika will spread from the 2 suspected cases.
The Kinder Town Council takes another shot at an alcohol ordinance. Last month, we told you about a controversial new ordinance meant to regulate when bars in Kinder close, but the council rejected it because it would also limit when any business could sell alcohol, those businesses like convenience stores. Well, now the Kinder Council is working on a new version.
You know, it's black and white. If you own a bar or a lounge, like we have 2 in town, you're going to close at 2, and you're not going to be able to reopen until 12 noon on Sunday. Any other day could be 7 o'clock in the morning. If you own a gas station or want to go to a gas station, you'll be able to sell liquor for as long as you're open. If you're open until 3 a.m., you can sell. If you're open 24/7 like we have in town here, they can sell it any time they want.
Now, you can voice any opinions on the ordinance if you're a Kinder resident at the next council meeting. Starting today, Vinton volunteers are helping folks file taxes for free. Volunteer income tax assistance is available every Friday through April 8th from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. That's at the Fontenot Library, a great place to visit, by the way, on Center Street in Vinton. Lots of friendly folks over there. The program is a service of the United Way of Southwest Louisiana, so get your taxes done free every Friday starting today through April 8th at the Fontenot Library in Vinton.
Sometimes it's nice to just have an expert that's a little bit more proficient walk you through it.
Check out a book while you're there. It's good.